This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm your host, Kerry Lutz. It's 10/25/23, and this is show number 538. So got some earnings out this morning, Nick, and it's a tale of two tech giants, huh?
It really is, Kerry. You have Microsoft having a very, very good session today, reporting earnings last night after the close. Stock is trading higher by over 3%, about a $10 move for Microsoft up around the 340 level. So that's acting pretty well. But on the flip side, Google, they reported earnings, and that is not doing so well. The stock right now is trading down by more than 8.5%. And this is important because this tech stock was very, very strong going into the earnings announcement. And now it is not looking so strong. So it's always tough trying to trade the earnings picture. You never know what can happen. But, we're going to have to watch Google over the next few days and see how the dust settles here. But that is not a good-looking chart now, and it is breaking some key support levels. So the next couple of days will obviously tell us more, but not a good day today.
Okay, so the stocks are trading weaker today, huh?
Yeah, the overall markets are down right now. You have the NASDAQ in particular, I would say on the back of Google, getting hit the worst. That's down around 1.3% today. So you have a pretty good, decent dip there. Spiders are actually lower by a fair amount as well. The S&P trading down by 0.9%. So we have some weakness out here, really across the board in these markets. And again, the earnings season is underway. So we're going to get lots and lots of earnings going forward, especially over the next couple of weeks.
All right, and the continuing saga of the Mideast.
Yeah, nothing's really changed there, Kerry. The fear is that things are going to escalate into more nations getting involved. And if that happens, I think that is not a good thing for the stock market. And I'm not a fan of war, especially in 2023, but I will say this much. When wars are contained to just one area, and in particular, we'll just use Russia and Ukraine, the markets can shrug that off. But if wars start to expand into other nations, that would be a problem. So you got to keep an eye on that. Right now, I really haven't seen much change over there.
All right. Well, my guess is they're definitely going to expand. But hey, we'll see what happens, right?
Yep, we will see.
All right. And Crude, but Crude doesn't think so, does it?
No, Crude has been falling. In fact, it's a little bit weaker today. Like I said, last week on the show, even when Crude got a spike on the Middle East news, I said I would be bearish Crude if it weren't for this Middle East crisis. And sure enough, it has come back down. Right now, it's currently trading at around $83.40 a barrel. But the Mideast crisis is there, so I'm going to just keep my neutral stance because you never know when the next participant jumps into the ring. And that could cause oil to make a move. So geopolitical events are in play. You just want to have a more neutral stance at this point in time.
Hey, and really, there's two big stories, precious metals and Bitcoin.
Yeah, two big stories. We'll start with precious metals. Gold is holding up very, very well today. It did pull back a bit yesterday as expected because you just got a little bit on the parabolic side on a daily chart when you go back to October 20th. But it's holding up very, very well. Traders should keep the pattern on the radar. I know I am. And if we go sideways for a little bit and build a base, gold is going higher. And the same could be said for silver, which also is down a little bit today. But it's not a bad pattern at all. And these are the kind of pullbacks you want to see if you're looking for higher price.
All right. So a couple of the, I guess, PGMs that we don't talk about, platinum and palladium. Platinum broke over 1,000 like 6 months ago. I don't remember the exact date. Mm-hmm. Palladium is down over 50% from its parabolic high 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you follow them, how much you follow them, but what are your thoughts?
No, I follow both of them very closely. So we'll start with platinum, and I think platinum right now. What I've told my members, I love platinum down here. It did go down to 860, which was a level that I've been eyeing, but I thought at the time I was getting a little cute. I thought we'd get to 852. We didn't quite go that low, and that occurred, I believe, on the 6th of October. And as you know, that's where metals started to take off to the upside. So I like platinum here. If platinum does dip, pick it up at 850. I think the bottom is in. As far as as far as palladium goes, it's a little bit of a tougher call for me, but I still think that is actually looking decent. But I would rather stick with gold, silver, and platinum above palladium. But palladium, I do believe, is starting to try to form a bottom at this point in time.
Okay, what the heck is going on with copper?
Well, copper is not really done with its correction. So it's been very, very choppy and sloppy. But I've been telling my members we have a level down below the below the 350 area, actually even below 325, that we are going to load the boat on. And I don't want to give my number out here. That's exclusive to the members, but it is lower from here. Now, copper's not going to go down in a straight line. It's going to be very, very choppy. You're going to get a lot of whipsaw here, a lot of bounces. But ultimately, we should have one more major dip in copper, and then it becomes a very, very good long-term buying opportunity.
Is that like an Elliott wave kind of thing here that we're talking about in copper?
Well, you could look at it as a glorified zigzag down. That's a possibility. It's not a wave count for me. It's more of a GAN level for me. As you know, that's my preferred method. But if you just go back, Harry, and you look at where copper had a big, big advance in 2016 all the way to 2018, that's where copper wants to go back to. It wants to go back to that area again. So, 325, 310, anywhere in that vicinity, that's, ultimately what needs to get tested again. And then once that gets tested, then copper can firm up and really make its big advance. It's just the way the structure is at the moment. And, it's not the easiest Elliott wave pattern. It's not just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down or zigzag down. This time it's a little bit more complex. But, again, copper still has one more dip, and then it becomes a buying opportunity for, potentially even years to go.
Kind of like a oscillating pattern, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you can reference it that way. I would not be opposed to use that. I've seen these patterns before. They're not the most simple structures to take away or to get anything from, but you just have to be patient because it sucks you in a lot of times, like it did, earlier this year, and then it pulls the rug out from under you. So you want to wait for that big, big level to be hit, and one more dip, like I said. Copper's not going below 3 though. Don't think it's going below there. So you're going to get it in the low 3s, and you'll be rewarded.
Hey, so finally, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Bitcoin. I mean, it's really had quite a movement as of late. I mean, it's trading close to $35,000. My little buying on Mondays, I'm up like a third on it. Not that that's that much, but hey,
that's a good percentage gain, though.
Yeah,
that's a great percent. Bottom line is Bitcoin's on fire right now. It broke out, and it's breaking out on this anticipation and expectation that there are going to be several spot Bitcoin ETFs that are going to get approved. Now, just the other day, it looks like there was a ruling not too long ago where the courts came out favorably, I guess, for Grayscale. But then we had a court decision the other day where the courts kicked it back to the SEC, which is a little bit of a wild card because the SEC, we know, is not, or at least they tell us they're not such a big fan of Bitcoin. So the ball's back in the SEC's court, and the market seems to not care, and the market's Bitcoin market is moving higher. And that's all that matters for now. So it looks like we're rallying up into these potential approvals. And if the approvals come out, the only thing I would say is watch for the old buy the rumor, sell the news. That's where you could get, a sell-off there. But right now the chart is strong, and if it closes up here by Friday, it actually can go higher.
Okay. Hey, well, I always find it fascinating because who the heck knows, right?
Who knows? Bitcoin Saga is one that is so funny because it was, it was basically touted as the one play that could not be regulated. You didn't need a middleman. You didn't need banks. And now all the Bitcoin participants are rooting that it gets regulated, that the middleman is in there. And, it's just so ironic how things change.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's the institutions love it. I still don't trust it in the long run, because if you have central bank digital currencies, where does Bitcoin fit into that, right?
Well, I guess that's the big question. Where does it fit into that? And, central bank digital currencies are coming, by hook or by crook. They're going to get here. How they roll them out.
By hook and by crook.
Yes, by hook and by crook. But, how they roll them out is the big question. And how do you get people to accept them? I'm not a fan of them, obviously, but, it doesn't matter what we think. There's always an event that gets them through.
Yeah. Isn't it funny the way that works, eh?
Yeah, it's something.
Isn't it funny? So, hey, that is it for today. Make sure you go over to Nick's site, inthemoneystocks.com. See how he's beaten the averages for decades. The Twitter feeds are at ITMS, at Nick Santiago, at Nick Santiago01. Let's repeat that. At Nick Santiago01 and at Kerry Lutz. Emails welcome, kl@kerrylutz.com. Write your comments, like, share, subscribe. And Nick, we will talk to you on Friday.
Sounds good, Kerry.